do the other one first. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited right now. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited right now. Right now. And as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message, let us sing this one, Flow, Spirit, Flow.
Thank you, Deidrey. Happy Sunday again. I talked to a dear friend over the weekend, and they said that they started the new year with affirming, God, no more drama in my life. Guess how that went? Because, God is absolute good, so God doesn't know any limits. And so no doesn't exist in the vocabulary of God. Did you know that? So all God hears is more drama. Woo. And boy, did Spirit deliver to my friends. But sometimes you have to know when you can drop a truth bomb and walk away. And I couldn't do that with this friend in this conversation. Because they weren't in a place to hear right away. Because sometimes things here in this manifest, amazing adventure of life, things look kind of nuts. Right? Anybody seen some nuts stuff happening in the world? 15 votes later. So, I digress. Yes. So today, to drive home my point that, there is this unlimited wellspring, right? I love that affirmation that I've been using for 20 years now. There is an unlimited wellspring of life, substance, and intelligence within. Anybody ever clog up your wellspring? So today we're going to talk about, anybody speak Swedish? Timmerflagen. Timmerflagen. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's how it's spelled. Timmerflagen. Anybody know it? Anybody want to guess? So in the cold winter months, as the Industrial Revolution progressed, in the cold winter months, lumberjacks would go up into the woods and they would make a camp and they would clear cut forests, and then they would, they'd strip down all of the branches and they would drag them, they would cut them into like 16-foot lengths and they would stack them on the banks of a river, except it's winter and everything's frozen. And then when all the snow thaws and the river rises, they would, let these logs roll down into the river with the idea that all the logs are going to go downstream, and they have built a sawmill downstream somewhere. See, divine ideas come to us. We just get to harvest our divine ideas, and they flow to us, and they keep flowing, and they keep flowing to us. And we have the opportunity to put those divine ideas into action, unless there's a log jam. May ever get a log jam? Jamming it up. Because sometimes the divine ideas that we are channeling in our wellspring get gummed up by ideas that are not divine. Ideas that start with words like no, and don't, and can't, and not. And so we have to be like the jamming crew, the jammers, or sometimes they're called river pigs. And they get into a bateau. Do y'all know the word bateau? I did a lot of research. It's a flat-bottomed boat. And so they get into the flat-bottomed boat and they're going downstream. And when they see a log jam starting to happen, they either use their PV. You may know what a PV is? It's a don't hook. There's no apostrophe. D-O-N-T. Interestingly enough, a don't hook is a hook meant to, it's got a hook and a point on it so you can grab a log and roll it while it's in the water, so you can start to untangle these trees where they're gumming up. Because, if you don't take care of the log jam now when it starts, suddenly everything gets jammed up upstream, and none of your divine ideas show up in action in your life because you're holding on to can't, won't, shouldn't, not worthy, not perfect, unlovable. There's something missing. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. And we all know that that is, by definition, the sin. That is the error thinking. Because if God is unlimited, absolute good and unconditional love, then you are unlimited in potential. When you give up all that craziness, when you give up all those false beliefs and let your wellspring flow. And isn't life more fun when you're in the flow? When you're moving forward with freedom. I love how Divine Mind works. I have been pondering for about 2 months now. Our board of trustees can tell you that I announced like 2 months ago that I'm percolating on something on on what next year's theme is. How am I going to direct my messages? What are we going to explore? What is something that I can anchor in? And the word that kept coming up to me was free. To be free. To be free from any idea of unhealthy. To give up any idea of lack and limitation in my finances, in my relationships, in my friendships, in any form, free. And I hold that consciousness for all of us. And I invite you to hold that idea of free for all of us. That we're free from financial debt. As a community, as individuals, that we are free. That we are totally healthy and filled with zeal and strength. That we are rooted in our divine wisdom because we are free from limitations, because we're going to decide to live from that divine guidance within. And that means we have to pay attention, right? We have to pay attention to what we're thinking and what we're feeling. Not from a place of shame and guilt or blame, but to say, oh, goodness, I'm holding an idea that's based in lack and limitation. I had that realization this week as I am looking at replacing two incredible members on our board of trustees and thinking, I've had an amazing year with this board. How can I replace two people? But that was based in lack and limitation. And I had to recognize that and realize that and switch, knowing that the board that existed in this past year is holding space for something greater, something better, so that this entire community can be free. They have invested time and energy and prayer and support in creating an energy of freedom. That's powerful stuff to take on that mantle of service and to hold this space. And I'm grateful. Ike and Joanna are going to be leaving our board, and we are so grateful for the wisdom that you and Joanna, Ike, have brought forth in this community over these past several years. And I know that you will hold with me that we are free because we have got amazing leadership in our community. We are free because we are all abundant in all ways. Yes? So we get to grab our PV, our don't hook, and when those things show up, we get to roll them and push them so that they keep going downstream. So that we aren't blocking up our divine ideas. We're going to, and any trash that's in the way, we're going to dig it out and put it over there in a compost pile so it can compost and it can be fertilizer for the life that we want to create. Yes? Yes. Because divine guidance within guides us to our freedom. Now, along this way, as you're noticing some of these limits, these ideas of lack, covetedness. Covetedness is based on the idea that you think someone else has it and you want what they have, not realizing that there's enough in divine mind that's going to meet all our needs. Yes? We have to keep looking, because every once in a while you might come to a log jam. You might come to a log jam, but eventually you come to the very front. And there is one thought, one idea. There is one thing in your life right now that is keeping you from receiving all the good you desire and deserve. And I don't know what that thought is for you. But it's the kingpin. See, I always thought that a kingpin was just like the mob boss. You take down the kingpin and the whole organization goes. But a kingpin is also that one log that is damming up the stream. It's damming up the river so everything can't flow into divine mind, so that our wellspring gets clogged up. And so what we have to do is we have to find that kingpin. What is that one thought? That one thought that has like grown under the water. It's like it's still alive, and it impacts every other thought that we have. And I think sometimes that thought is that we place too much emphasis on our humanity, the fact that we are embodied in this physical body. And that's an important part of this experience, right? Because the Christ of you, the individualized Christ of you, has come forth to know itself fully as you. But in that, we forget our divinity, because we are fully human, but we are also fully divine. And when we live from our divinity, our humanity shows up in much more beautiful ways, and it's a lot easier to flow through life. When our divinity, when divine mind in me, when my wellspring is unclogged. Yes. So, This is an affirmation from Florence Scovel Shinn. How many of you know her name? Florence Scovel Shinn. Oh, good. More than I thought would. No, wonderful New Thought author. In this coming year, as we explore our freedom, I'm going to introduce you, if you've not heard of some of these New Thought authors, to try and like pique your interest so you'll learn some more, and you might go read some of these on your own. My supply is endless, inexhaustible, and immediate, and comes to me under grace in perfect ways. My supply is endless, inexhaustible, and immediate, and comes to me under grace in perfect ways. So I want to have you say that now. I'm going to break it into chunks because it's a long one. My supply is endless. Together. My supply is endless, inexhaustible, and immediate. And comes to me under grace in perfect ways. My supply is endless, inexhaustible, and immediate, and comes to me under grace in perfect ways. And so it is. For your convenience, I'm going to make sure that this affirmation gets put on our website, gets put on our Facebook feed, so you can remember it, so you can repeat it, so that you can memorize it, and you can go and stand in the mirror and you can practice saying this. Because anytime an idea of lack or limitation or, ooh, I can't do that because, you can stop what you're doing and you can roll that idea over and you can say, no, my supply is endless, inexhaustible, and immediate, and comes to me under grace in perfect ways. Are you willing to do that? You willing to do that every day? Every day, right? Because if you just come on Sunday and say it when we tell you to, it's a hobby. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Rev Todd, for your powerful message. One thought, you mentioned one thought that is keeping the kingpin in place and blocking the flow of good in our lives, and it's our idea of not really recognizing and being aware of the divine within us. I had heard someone once say that we don't have to necessarily believe in that 100%. We just have to believe and become aware that divine essence is possible, that it's there. And I just love the idea of that, about connecting to that idea that it's possible so that we can open up the flow of good, love, joy, peace in our lives. Can we just become aware for a moment to all of that we are connected to? I'm aware, so connected to the love that flows all around. I'm aware, so connected to the peace that flows all around. Flow, flow through me. And I'll quench my thirsty heart. I'll quench my thirsty heart. I'm aware, so connected to the joy that flows all around. I'm aware, so connected to the source that flows all around. Flow through me. Flow through me. And if you could have a visual, and I'll quench my thirsty heart. I'll quench my thirsty heart. And like Rev Todd said, imagine that river of those logs going down